Like my first 4 or 5 rap deals was literally based on drug deals behind them motherfuckers, you know what I mean? So it was always some bullshit in my career, but for the first time in my career, like I got a situation that's legit now, and I'm really getting legit money, and it's not contingent upon rap. So I get it regardless. I'm caked up, and there ain't no thing to me. Like I'm really good with my situation, but I'm not gonna be falling back off rap. But I'm not trying to get into no. I wasn't saying it like I'm retiring. I was saying it like I'm not impressed with old rapper styles. Like I'm not impressed by a rapper that's been rapping the same way for 10, 15 years. You know what I mean? Like same way as you can't get away with wearing a 4X t-shirt in your video these days. Like you got to change with the times. You got to update your rapping style. And a lot of rappers is just they go back to the mob movement. A lot of mob rappers, I feel like they like trying to like keep a sound that's from back in the days, a sound that didn't sell. You know what I mean? Like it's dope to me when people take like the hypey sound and revamp it, or breathe life back into it, something that like became outdated, and then you bring it back. You know what I mean? With a twist, like Neph Farrell's doing on some dope shit. Like that's dope to me how that happened. But I don't think it's dope for like artist from the 90s that always rap the same bars he was rapping in the 90s right now today and act like it's relevant or it's needed in music. And that's not even trying to hate on nobody, but I'm always just trying to better my sound. And if certain artists ain't trying to better their sound, it's like it's not very exciting to me. It's like an inspiration. It killed my inspiration. And sometimes just listen. If I listen to whack music too much, if I click the wrong song, like I don't even want to hear music that day, you know? But then sometimes I turn on the right song and I'll run like 5 songs. Some songs inspire me to get in the booth. And that's what I meant. Like the kids is inspiring me more than the old heads these days.
With that, a lot of these questions I got, they coming directly from the students members.
Yeah.
I mentioned a few of them when I get up out of here, but I mentioned this one right here, being you saying what you're saying. I have one students member, Suicide King. He want to know what's up with Abel. What's up with your bro?
That's bro, man. He come that, and that goes. I know everybody be like, man, this motherfucker, her shit drug the fuck out. Yeah, bro. Like, bro, been in jail all that time, bro. 03, beginning of 03. You know, like May or some shit. He went down in May, and shit, what's that? Like 13 years, bro. Been down now, man. Like and 13 and some change. You know what I mean, bro? And he out now. I mean, he coming out. He less than a year. He got a couple months left in that bitch, and then he gonna be out. And then it's like I said from the jump, like I do for my brother like I would want him to do for me. If a motherfucker put me in a can and was responsible because he couldn't do his time and was trying to like I want someone. If you can't ride on that motherfucker, blow the horn. You know what I mean? Like, get on that motherfucker every chance you get, bro. Like treat it how bro treated. I went down, like did my time. You know what I mean? Motherfucker told on me. I did my time like a man. You know. My homies wired up the snitch jaw. Boy, they snitched on me on that murder case. Like, homie seen him in there. They wired up his jaw, rolled him up in the PC, but they wasn't gonna slice his throat. You know what I mean? But when I was in the pen, if I'd have seen him, I'd have slit his throat. You know what I mean? Like, that's how serious it was to me. Like, me and my co-defendants was writing letters to each other. Like, hey, bro, you know, like, you see him, you know what time it is. Like, it was serious with us. We was gonna get on each other if someone seen him and didn't do it. So. But some people didn't feel that way. Me and my Cody felt, everyone ain't feel that way. So me, I'm like, I do for you what you do for me. And like Brody and certain people in my life, a lot of people didn't feel that way. They was like, all right, he got himself in a mess. You know what I mean? Like, here's what it is. They wasn't going to go out their way to go clean up no snitching. And even when the dude got out who snitched on me, wasn't nobody doing nothing to him. He got deported, though, back to like Panama. So he ended up getting deported. When I come home, I was like, it was like a ton of bricks lifted off my shoulders, because I'm like, man, and now bro don't expect me to go handle that, because dude in Panama, I ain't gonna go search Panama. I don't know where the fuck to start. I can't even speak what they speak over there to go look for somebody, you know. So it's like, oh shit, I go try this rap shit out for real, you know what I mean? So bro, back to the rap shit though, like I mean, Abe, like he coming home now, and like when he get out, like ain't no need for me to say nothing about that no more. That's his beef. And he can handle on his own shit. I don't need to speak up for no man that's free. My whole thing is, while bro down, ain't nobody gonna be kicking him. Ain't nobody gonna be talking down on him or assuming his identity on no Rick Ross shit. You know what I mean? Like, nah, none of that. You ain't gonna be rapping about you selling no dope. You ain't gonna be talking about you from Pittsburg and you a kingpin. You ain't gonna be having Mexican roosters and shit like you all of a sudden Mexican. Like, none of that shit, bro. Like, soccer, I don't care if you like soccer, motherfucker. Like, nah, none of that shit, bro. Like, and I took that on till bro get home. But bro gonna be home in a few months now and shit. When he come home, I ain't got nothing else to stay on that issue. But until then, I'm still on my shit. You know what I mean? And it's only a couple more months.
I'm glad you answered that question because that was the next one. You also mentioned you feel like it's been played out for a long time, but you just gave the reason why it's been going on so long. So my next question is, since okay, you did have a relationship with the Jacker before his unfortunate passing.
Yeah, for sure.
You dropped a cool ass song for him after his passing in remembrance of him and his legacy.
Yeah.
And, explain your relationship today. I know we all know you had your issues was just with a couple of people, but you had a relationship with Ryder, you had a relationship with Jacker. Is there any conversation going on, a dialogue going on with you today with Ryder J. Clyde?
Me and Ryder, good money, bro. Like, I probably went, what was it, probably 6 months ago, me and Ryder had dinner together, bro. We went and sat down and chopped it up like, man. And, Ryder, when I was in prison, bro, I went down for my case. Abel and Ryder became tight. They used to hang out. They went to school together in Pittsburgh, and they bonded for, 3, 4, 5 years. They was, damn near close, like kin, you know what I mean, when I came home. But I didn't know Ryder when I came home. So when I came home, that's how me and Ryder met. It was like standoffish, you know what I mean? And we really sat down for like an hour and a half, me and Ryder in Sac. I went up to Sac to the mall and we sat down at I don't know, where, Cheesecake Factory or some shit, and sat down, chopped it up for a few hours. And at the time I was trying to sign Ryder to Pyrex. I was gonna bring him over to the label, but it's just, he got all the history of the mob figures, and that's like his legacy. You know what I mean? It's not even just the history, it's like the legacy of it. And he ain't trying to do nothing like that, but it's like a rock and a hard spot, because one side's your family, and then the other side's like your family too. And that's the situation Ryder been in the whole time. And I always tried to respect that, because I know how close him and Abel is. You know what I mean? And that made me and Ryder forced to be tight. Like, me and Ryder we didn't just meet each other and on no groupie shit, like, oh, we friends. Like, we was always like, we gotta be friends because, hey, we both fuck with bro, you know what I mean? Like, he bro to both of us, so we gotta fuck with each other. And through trial and, you know what I mean, and trials and tribulations, that's how me and Ryder became close. And even down to when shit went bad, like, when I first got into the back and forth on the records with Hus, like, me and Ryder we was tight. Like, Ryder was calling me from KC, like, I'm out here, they jamming your shit, like, they want you out here. He was trying to get me out to KC at the time. And Ryder told me, like, when we sat down, he was like, man, I feel like you kind of should have came to me at that time, you know what I mean? And instead of just jumping out the window on us. For me, it was like, bro, them was the days when it wasn't no MySpace and it wasn't no DMs. It wasn't like, you had to have a motherfucker pager number or a cell number, and if you ain't had that, it was like, you need to see you when I see you in the streets type shit to get a hold of somebody, you know what I mean? And that shit spiraled out quick. Like, how it was presented to me, I heard the diss Hus did to me, and I just did my Cinderella story and jammed it back out there in the mix first. But I didn't think about how it would put Ryder in a compromising position, because actually I was in my feelings about I went to the Hey Girl video with Jacka, and I seen Ryder, like, Jacka invited me. And I seen Ryder while I was there, and he kind of curved me out, didn't say what's up to me. He was with BA. So I was in my feelings about that. I thought he was mad because I came with, he always was like, you supposed to roll with me. Like, back in them days, it was like Jacka and Hus had that situation with Abdullah. They was in a little frat house, and they had it good. Abdullah was putting money buying them features and whatnot. Ryder, it was harder for him to get his shit off the ground. Ryder was really in the projects every day. He wasn't staying in no mini mansion with a budget, you know what I mean? So Ryder was really trapping with us and getting it. So it was just different, bro. Like, we go back. Me and Ryder's close, bro. We got a long history, and I love him like a bro, man. You know what I mean? I wish we could do music and it wouldn't compromise shit with him and Hus situation, but unfortunately, that ain't the situation, you know what I mean? So we good on some personal shit, but musically, we ain't probably ever gonna be doing no music again or nothing like that. Or be trying to get no money together. But if we see each other, it's hugs and like that's bro. Like he ain't gonna be on no bullshit. You know what I mean? And I ain't never gonna be on no bullshit. I see Clyde. I ain't never trying to do nothing stupid because he know and I know if anything ever happened between us, bro gonna be having a strong opinion. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. So being that we on this topic, you're no stranger to this controversy that we've been talking about. It's the $1 million. Well,
yeah.
One of the $1 million questions tonight is a video leaked via Instagram. It was only about 10 seconds, 7, 9 seconds or whatever. We briefly got to see what we said. What the end result was you slapping a producer.
Yeah. And that shit happened and like again, bro. When wait. Before you answer that, before you go into detail on it, can you just tell us when did this happen? Happened on like probably January, December, somewhere around there, February. I don't know. Probably like early this year, late last year.
Okay. So for the people who don't know what I'm talking about, man, if you missed it. Okay, I'm talking about my biggest producer, Rob Lowe. He's been in the game for well over a decade. A lot of people know him. He's got a lot of credentials behind his name. I know it has to have something to do with what we were just talking about. Well, if you don't mind explaining it to us as much as you can, what was the reason?
Yeah, no. I fuck with Rob Lowe, like Rob Mixon. Like I know Rob Mixon, bro. Like I knew him before any mob figures, anything. I probably knew that motherfucker since I was 4 years old. Before my parents got divorced and shit, my parents had a house behind his daddy's house, and then his daddy it turned out to be my coach even when I was like 11, 12 in West Pittsburg playing Pop Warner, you know what I mean, Coach Mixon. Like his dad his family played an instrumental role in my life, like in my younger years. I used to beat around bro all the time, like we used to go steal our parents' Playboys and shit when we was like 5, 6 and be hanging out on the block, like, you know what I mean? Like doing all kind of cat shit with blow dart shooting and dangerous speeches and shit, you know what I mean? With Joe Nord. We was fucking around type shit, but we was getting in trouble when we was youngsters, you know what I mean? And I went back with Rob like that. So even when, like, down to, like, junior high, I got caught smoking weed with Rob when I was, like, 11 years old at Hillview. Mr. Grasper came up and grabbed us both by the back. That was in the early 90s, bro, sometime, you know what I mean? But, like, we go back before any music, before anything shit, you know what I mean? So when he got to doing what he was doing, and I came out, and he was showing me love on the music and whatnot, and long story short, me and Ryder had an album, bro. Like, I came home and bro was like, "I'm gonna get you into this music shit." He introduced me to Woody, and then the next stop we did was with Clyde. He was like, "I got 2 friends in rap. I fuck with Woody. I fuck with Clyde's like my bro though. This is Ryder." So he took me to Ryder after we did the Woody shit, and he was like, "You guys do a song." So we did a song, and then it turned out to me we did like 2 songs the first day, me and Ryder, and he was like, "Bro, y'all gonna do a group album? Just do a group album together." So me and Ryder had probably 8 songs. We was in the studio every day, me, Abe, and Ryder. Probably did 8, 9 songs for the project. And then we had Rob Lowe come through one day, and it was in Pittsburgh, and the window on the studio was busted. And the white boy engineer was saying in the session, it was me, Rob, and Abe, and Ryder. And the white boy was like, "Yeah, I got to work tomorrow from 8 to 3, so we'll get back in the studio about 5 type shit." You know what I mean? So, but bro seen the window was busted and then ran around the corner to his little homies and told him, like, "The window busted, he gonna be working." So Rob set the lick up. Motherfuckers come through the window, snatch all my shit, bro. They snatch all my music when they took old boy equipment. So Ryder put me up on the lick. It was like, "Bro, that shit was, they got the music around the corner. They got our beats. Them little youngsters is rapping on our shit, you know what I mean?" So that's how this shit came about with Rob Lowe. Like, that's when, it's way back too. It's like 10, 15 years ago to 13 years ago. Like, me and bro, got on some bullshit with him, you know what I mean? Ended up had him in a hotel room for 3 days making beats to compensate for that shit, for us losing our shit. But we lost the album and that shit, you know what I mean? And then probably I say 6 months later, I see him at the Seafood Festival, Rob Lowe, and he come up to me in front of 5 police officers was behind him, and he was with some, I don't even remember who he's with, but he just made a big scene, start yelling at me like, what's all this shit you talking about? Everyone talking about you kidnapped me in Pittsburg. You know what I mean? And he just, the way he did it was like, well, I got 2 strikes and you talking to me like this in front of police. But if we wasn't at in front of police, I'd be doing something to you. So my whole thing is, when I see you, I'm going to address that shit. You know what I mean? And it just happened to be, it took that many years till I seen, bro. I never seen him once, not anything since then. And then other shit he did too that bothered me and let it go. Like, when Jacker passed, he went on Twitter and added me 50 times and was accusing me of shit the same night. Like, bro, like, motherfuckers didn't even wait for no details to emerge from that shit and was pointing fingers at me. And I wasn't a big fan of that shit. You know what I mean? So when I seen him that night, I told him too. I set him aside. I was with my partners and they was like, what's up? My partner was going to get off on him on time. I'm like, nah, chill. And he was like, he like want to spin off. So I sat in the car with him and I told him like man to man, like, he was like, yo, you like ruined my life, like telling people about that kidnapper shit, like the mob figures always make fun of me and all this shit, and you and Ryder like fuck shit up for me. I was like, man, I ain't hearing none of that. All I'm saying, bro, like all that shit you was saying on Twitter, bro, you got something to say to me, call me or get a hold of me or something, bro. Don't ever accuse me of nothing, bro. Like, and he was like, I ain't know that. I was just high, whatever the fuck. Like, so I like, cool, bro. I got out the car, spun off, bro, and he like keep following me. Like, bro got out his car, followed me around, got into it with my people, told him get out of there. He walked up the street, came back over there talking, like, and was like high, talking out his mind, like talking like my grandmother, talking about my grandmother, rest in peace, was talking about my grandmother was Illuminati or was a Mason, a Freemason, and just showed him what Freemasons was. Like, man, what you talking about my grandma for, bro? Like, you making up stories about my dead kin and shit. Like, he just kept going in. And then, not only that, he talking about he paid the feds off, and then all this shit that started going on. Like, I didn't want to take nothing out on the boy. Like, I know he harmless. I know the boy since he was nothing. And I know he ain't never been on no street shit, you know what I mean? But at the same time, street shit or not, you ain't just going to talk any old kind of way, man. You ain't just going to be doing any old kind of thing. And then when I get to, I got a temper. So when I think, like, I got 2 strikes, bro. If I'd have got on his head right there in front of the police at that seafood festival, that could have potentially been a 3rd strike. Now I get a 3rd strike, ain't nobody gonna feel sorry for me. They just gonna be on the sickness like, hey, that motherfucker Wax is a dumbass. He threw it all away for nothing. You know what I mean? Like, they just gonna talk about me like I'm ignorant. Ain't nobody gonna feel bad for me though. So why I'm gonna feel bad about slapping this motherfucker upside his head for not worrying about me getting a 3rd strike? You know, like, why I'm gonna be considerate toward how he looked when he gets slapped upside his head. I don't give a fuck about that, you know? Like, on some real shit, like, me and my homies, like, told him to take your grill out before we got on him, you know what I mean? Like, we packed him out after that, too. It was ugly. He was lumped up, pumpkin head. But I could have did him ugly. I could have took all his teeth out his mouth, you know what I mean? I could have been merciless. I had mercy on that boy, serious mercy on that boy, you know what I'm talking about? He got some lumps and a couple scrapes and he made it home safe that night with a headache, you know what I mean? Put some ice on that shit, bitch. But aside from that, like, because I go back and because he harmless, I was merciful. Had it been an old boy or something, wouldn't have been no mercy behind that. You know what I'm talking about? Teeth would have been on the curb, bro, like all day. Like, that's how we rocking. But I just say that to say, like, we went light on, bro. He got light tune up, you know what I mean? It wasn't like nothing like that. And I was like, fuck it, man. I ain't got nothing to lose. Throw it out there as promotion. It's a simple assault. Motherfucker want to charge me for it. I'll go sit down for 5 months or whatever the fuck, pay some lawyers or something to get that shit off me. Fuck it. Ain't no big deal. I even closed my fist on that shit, Coop. I slapped the motherfucker. I ain't shit to me.
Right. Well, fans, you got the answer that y'all were looking for right there, man. I got one more to add to this controversial section of this interview, man, before we wrap up the things. Another thing, if you are on sickness or if you ever just be visiting sickness, sometime in the while you have to have visited and seen, these way out conversations and back and forth between AWAX and Killer Tay. But to skip over some of that, you had y'all had y'all little words, y'all little sayings and things like that. But some of the sickness members want to know, in one of those posts, something was said about you recording a song with C.E.O. or an album or something of the nature.
I was gonna sign Bo too, bro. Like, I was gonna sign Bo again. Bo, we did a song together, and the people that we had, that like was middleman in the whole situation, had a different agenda. So that kind of came to light, and I had to cut dude out the picture. So me and Bo like we talking directly now, and we still building it. Like we did a song, but I ain't get the files for it yet, and I ain't mixing it yet. So like he sent me a rough of it, but I ain't gonna be releasing it like that. You know what I mean? And if we don't like iron it out and get everything together, then it ain't gonna hit the streets. You know what I mean? Like some people have heard the song though. It's one that exists with me and Bo, and but again, like we still in the process of that, trying to get to the money, me and Bo, and he busy and I'm busy, and that tied up. And I got a big label and a lot of people on the label too. But I fuck with Bo. We talk frequently, man. Like I got his number, he got mine. We call each other on regular shit all the time. Me and Bo cool breeze. Like a motherfucker. And I ain't got the shit with Tay too, like that's what brought me and Bo cool too. Like I ain't got no situation with Tay. Like Tay was doing what he doing on the internet or whatever. He's trolling me. Like I don't give a fuck about that shit. Like I had a problem when it was on Bo's name. Like if Tay was speaking on Bo's behalf, like then yeah, I had a huge problem with everything Tay saying. But Tay saying this shit on his behalf, that don't mean as much to me as what it would say if it was Bo's name. Because how I grew up, I actually was in Seattle, and like some of my homies, like Baby Reg from Six Deuce Brim, he actually got into a shootout with Bo before at Earl's Barbershop. Like, and like motherfuckers, I know stories to go with C.E.O. songs, and he'd be like, boy, you can't fuck with this. It's different. Like, I know shit to go with his lyrics to verify it. Like, I don't know nothing about Killer Tay to verify him, to put him on that kind of pedestal. So that's why I was engaging with Tay, because I was thinking, is he really cool sitting back with Bo like he's saying on these posts and typing about me? Does Bo feel this way? You know what I mean? Is this really a situation? Because if C.E.O. got a problem with you, where I'm from, like, his name hold respect. It's a situation, you know what I mean? But if Tay got a problem with you, like, as I seen through the internet, like, it's not he'll sit there and talk with you for 10 minutes about who's gonna swing first. Like, I ain't that kind of motherfucker, bro. Like, period. Like, ain't no talking. When we got an issue, a motherfucker wants some action with me. Ain't no talking. I just get the action, bro. But I ain't got to speak on that, you know? So it's just different. Like, it's same shit with rap, bro. In rap, you see some people don't take it as serious, bro. When I was gangbanging and I was really active, some of my homies got to seeing some real shit, and they decided it wasn't for them, bro. Like, that's the same shit, man. Like, there's a lot of people just put that act up and they just be like, faking it and get away with it for a long time till they find themselves in a situation type shit. That's how I just don't respect Tay. I respect Bo. That's what long story short. You know what I mean? So me and Bo got a mutual respect for each other. We got a situation, and out of respect for C.E.O., I let the Killer Tay shit go, and I let it go on some like genuine shit. I ain't even looking for dude. I see him, I'm gonna walk right by him. As long as he don't say my name and come up to me, he ain't gonna have no issue. But if he come trying to like put his hand my way or shake my hand or something, he's gonna have an issue. You know what I mean? Like that's just what it is. That's how I rock.
I can dig it, man. You've had a long, illustrious career, man, on this underground thing, man. I'm pretty sure by listening to you earlier in the interview, you're not quite where you want to be at. But what's some of the things that you haven't accomplished that you're looking to do?
Just radio, cool. Like I don't feel justified. I don't feel I could justify doing touring till I got a song that everybody know the words to. Like I got a big old catalog, and I ain't got one. I ain't got like one or even two, let alone two songs that just stand out to make everybody like, hey, I know him from this song. You know what I mean? Like people know me from my career, like you said. I put out a lot of projects, and I put out a lot of songs with substance, but I ain't ever put out one song that just had everybody going crazy. And that's what I feel like I'm missing, bro. I want to get that song. I don't know if I gotta get a feature from somebody that's at the upper echelon at the top of the rap game and manufacture a song. What I gotta do to do that? But I've been pleasing the underground scene for so long, and I ain't worried about that no more. I want to get a song that everyone know the words to, and then I could justify coming out and doing a real proper tour and actually getting this tour money. It ain't gonna make no sense for me going to do a tour and performing songs that ain't nobody even gonna know the words to. You know what I mean? So like, and granted, and shout out to all my fans too. I don't mean to like shit on the fans I do got. You know what I mean? Like they do deserve to see me tour and do certain shows. And if the money right, I'll do the shows. Like it's a misconception that I ain't took show money. Like I ain't never turned no show down money. Show money down. in my whole career. And like, the promoter's been calling me like, hey, yo, we got 5 bands. We got 2,500 come do the show. Like, nah, bro, I really got blackballed and I really got a stigma put on me from being about that action. You know what I mean? That motherfucker like, hey, don't book him. He gonna tear that shit up. I really tore clubs up early in my career. You ask Rock and Smig and them when we was touring early. Like, motherfuckers, Smig and them was on America Most Wanted in one city. Then we don't go to this city, we beat up all the security in the club. Then we go to this city, beat up all the security in the club. Everywhere I was going, it's shit happening.
I remember that.
You know what I mean, bro? Like, true story. Like, we was really ripping shit up. And then, not only that, like, when I went to do the KC show and for Rich the Factor after the Mac Dre shit, like, Feds was ripping my van up in between. Like, I come out the hotel from stopping on the road, and we had the van wrapped, and the maids be like, yeah, like, this your van? Like, yeah, like, the police went through it all morning. I come in the van, pistols still in the van, all kind of shit in the van. Like, they putting bugs in the van or whatever they doing. Like, I was seeing some real shit, like shit that is scare most people half to death. You know what I mean? When you got 2 strikes, especially. So I was walking that tightrope, just trying to go legit for so long. You know, like now I'm in a good situation. I can like breathe and like actually focus on this shit and really try to take it somewhere and get back to the business of it. Like I'm back to putting stickers up, flyers, getting to the store. I quit selling CDs for a long time and just went digital. I tried different things and try to go with the times when CDs quit selling as much, you know, but the touring is a big thing to me, and that one song is just the one thing I'm really missing, like that one song where everyone be like, even if it's something simple where it's just a chorus with 4 or 5 words like most of the hit records are, that's my thing too. I be overthinking them, so I gotta like dumb it down a little bit on the choruses and just keep tweaking it out. I feel like I'm making progress though with it, so I'm gonna keep at it, you know what I mean? Cool.
Indeed, man. I gotta ask you this. I ain't really trying to be funny or nothing right here, but
what's
I'm
up,
listening
bro?
to the new album. I'm listening to the new album. I mean, I'm listening to several albums. I'm listening to the new album, man. You know, and is you singing, Wax?
Sometimes I am a little bit. Sometimes I'm not. You know what I be doing? I like to fuck with the auto-tune and just play with it. Like, I'm embracing auto-tune. I know a lot of Sickness members, my older fans, they be like, oh, fuck that auto-tune shit. They hate anything I do with auto-tune. I like playing around with it and trying different shit with my voice and just trying different tones. And like I say, I approach every beat like its own. Like, I got a song, the Look in My Eyes shit on one of my mixtapes where I just approach songs. I approach that song specifically like, how would I write a song if I was to, for example, if an R&B person were to say, Ghost, write me a song, you know what I mean? Like, what would that song sound like, the Ghost track that I would submit? And then I make that song, you know what I mean? Cool. So yeah, that would be like a literal singing song. And then some songs I just be fucking around. Like my choruses, I freestyle them. So if I hear a little melody or something, I do the chorus that way, but the verses, I write them. And then sometimes I just be on my little Gucci shit, or I be like trying to do a sing-songy shit and it end up sounding singy. You know what I mean? Like trying to just get on them trap beats. I just be having fun with them slow tempos on them beats. So yeah, I be singing a little bit, bro, but I ain't got no Drake notes or nothing for motherfuckers. I ain't got nothing hidden up my sleeve. You know what I mean?
Right.
I leave that shit to the pros.
Right. What before we wrap up, man, I gotta, one of these. It's always a surprise question when it's coming from the Sickness, man. They have a imagination out of this world. But when I posed the thing about interviewing you, a lot of people had questions if you were messing with Lavish D and whatnot. But a couple of people posted and said, could it be a possibility of a Lavish D A-Wax Messy Marv album?
I mean, it would. I don't know. I would have to ask Lav his opinion on Mess for one, and then my opinion too. Like, Mess was doing bad business with some people like behind the scenes with my family for when he was spinning out of control there. You know what I mean? So like, this is a conflict of interest for me. I'll try to reach out to Mess to clean it up. He didn't seem too enthusiastic about it. Like, he said something else. It was like his story was different from my boy's story and whatever. I just ain't trying to get into that one, you know what I mean? So I fall back on Mess just on, unless he clean up his dirty laundry, you know what I mean? Then we could probably move forward. So I wouldn't say it's an impossibility. It depends how Mess do his business when he come home. If he do business like he was doing it before he left, nah, it ain't one. But if he gets his shit together, we maybe could get some business done. I ain't got no ill will, no harbor, no feelings toward Mess. I feel bad for bro how the game ate him up. You know what I mean? Spit him out, whatever it was, the drugs, or I don't know what the fuck the situation is with Mess. But I feel bad for him. I keep messing my prayers, man. I wish the best for bro. But as far as being on my squad, like I ain't trying to pick up nothing like that. You know what I mean? I don't need to. I can't help Mess. I'm trying to help myself right now. I can't do much for Mess.
Indeed, man. Any last words for the fans, man, that they need to know that we haven't covered in this hour-long interview thus far?
No, man, shout out everybody been riding with me, bro. I appreciate everybody, and if I'm losing fans with my new music and my sound's a little too much or too different for y'all or too auto-tuned, whatever, I apologize. Thank you for riding with me as long as we have. The new fans I'm making, shout out y'all. I appreciate y'all. Some of the fans used to be stubborn and change their mind about me. I appreciate y'all. I just appreciate it all, Coop. I'm glad to be in it this long and still be able to do an interview with you and be relevant enough to get called back. You know what I mean, bro? Shit. Like, motherfuckers, I seen them come and go in this shit, bro. I'm blessed as a motherfucker. I can't say shit. Thank you to the sickness.net, motherfuckers. Like motherfuckers just call me a sickness rapper, bro. Like I got a sickness. I ain't got no sickness rapper bank account, though. I'll tell you that. I'm good, bro. Like I'm on my shit right now.
One more question before we go, man. You said you don't feel like you got that one song. That's what you feel like you need to complete your career, get on the radio. And I gotta ask you. I don't know if I ever asked you this. But 65 G's in the Jordan briefcase today, 2016. How do you feel about that body of work? Because everybody says it's a classic. You know, it's one. It's one of the Bay Area classics from that era, and people still talk about it to this day. 20-odd years later, 15 plus years later, 2 years later, from the man himself who recorded that body of work, man. How do you feel about that album to this day?
It was special looking back, that album, you know what I mean? Like, looking back at it now, like, it's special. Like, you know, when me and Jack was going through our shit and whatever, like, back and forth, like, I was hurt through that shit with us, and that put a taint on that album for me, you know what I mean? Like, it was special to me, that album that Jack, like, I tried to pay Jack to get on that album with me, and he did them verses for free, too. All the work Jack ever did for me, I always had a budget to do my work on. I tried to pay people and compensate him, but he was one. He always just came through for free for me, bro, and refused to take my money, and was always just on some genuine shit, and always helped me, gave me good advice. So like, when I put that, when me and Jack fell out through the hush shit, like that kind of put a damper on the album. I ain't really listened to it honestly for a long time, and then after the shit happened with bro, like I went and listened back to the old songs with bro, and then I like got a new appreciation for the album again. Got to see it for what it really was. Like I had Agent Man, one of the last Agent Man verses on that album before he went gospel. Me, Jack, and Agent Man and Keep the Sneak on a song. Like that was a real big deal to me. I grew up on 3 Times Crazy, but the BA shit, you know, I didn't want him on the album because of what was happening with him at the time, or whatever the fuck. So. Like it was just a big album, bro. I looking back at it, I listened to my raps and I hate them. I hate the shit I was saying, but what I did at that time, like the producers I was using, I really used the producers that I looked up to, like Mike Mosley, DJ Darrell, Lev Burlack doing all the work. Like it was all the shit I used to read in the credentials when I was in the pen, and I bought a Mob tape, or I buy a C.E.O tape. I see all them names and them credentials, and I didn't know who the fuck they was, but I was taking notes on them names, like I'm gonna reach out to these people when I get out. And to make it happen and watch it all come out, it come together, it's kind of like seeing your dreams come true, you know what I mean? On a small scale. Like I always aspired to just be big as C.E.O, like, and I don't think I'm as big as C.E.O, like as far as like sales history or my accolades. I ain't never been on no Tupac albums or nothing, but I've been on some Baby Bash albums that did good, you know what I mean? So I feel like I do feel accomplished in my career. I don't feel like I'm missing nothing. If I don't get that big song, I don't feel like, I failed in my career at all. I know what I have in my career and in my body of work with like 65 G's in a Jordan briefcase, for example, and that's my music to me. That was my like, one and only real like mob masterpiece album. You know what I mean? Like I acquired that sound and then I abandoned it shortly after and went in search of my own sound. You know what I mean? So it took me a while to find my own sound. I feel like it took me from 65 G's up to like Jesus Malverde to actually find my own sound. Like Jesus Malverde is when I actually started coming into my sound. Like not no other shit, not no just searching for it. I was like, all right, now I got my shit and I can start playing with different shit. Like ain't nobody sounding like me. It's all on my own style. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Looking back, that's just it's a dope album, though. And now that the Jack shit, like me and bro never got to make it right and talk it out, and I always thought we would, but I do feel like we good. You know what I mean? Like I did that song and it lifted a lot of it put closure to me and Jack's situation for me, you know what I mean? For like what I needed to say to bro, because like we didn't get to have them words like and clear the air with each other, like why we fell out. And there was never no situation with me and him where we ever had an issue with each other over something me and him did, you know what I mean? Like I ain't never fell out with bro. We used to be in different cities together and fuck with each other. We used to go eat at Denny's, regular shit too. It wasn't always just rap shit. I really fucked with bro in the streets, and we knew a lot of the same people for some years. And that was when I was first coming out too. So like, yeah, that makes that album special to me. And Ryder helped me a lot too early in my career. And like he did a lot more for me than Jacka did, but Jacka did a lot for me too. You know what I mean? So I don't want to make it seem like just Ryder helped me. It was really Ryder helped me a lot, Woody helped me a lot, and then Jacka helped me. And it was like Woody, then Ryder, then Jacka in that order kind of too, you know what I mean? But I fuck with all three of them. I got love for them all. Rest in peace, Jacka. Rest in peace, Woody. Shout out Clyde. Shout out C.E.O. Shout out Sickness.net. Coop. I appreciate it, bro. Appreciate the love. Nemo, man. Shout out Nemo even. Fuck, I ain't got no bit of blood toward nobody, bro. My issues is everybody know who my issue with, bro. And like anybody stay out my way. If a motherfucker respect my issue, stay out my lane. I'ma stay out everybody else's lane. If somebody crossing my lane, I'm gonna do what I do, bro. Sickness.net, cool. Appreciate y'all, AWACS, motherfucker.